Hi, everyone, and welcome to Talk 67. And this week we're talking about dinner. Yes, that meal that we have at the end of the day. And very often we've discussed things like breakfast being the most important meal of the day. And I don't dispute that. Breakfast is very, very important. Not everybody can stomach food first thing in the morning, but as soon as you can, you're best to have a decent breakfast that gets your metabolism going and actually sets the pattern, if you like, for the rest of the day. So what you eat in the morning will set your pattern for the remainder of the day with any meals and snacks that you might have. But what about when we get to our evening meal? Now, with dinner, there are all sorts of connotations. We think about dinner as a special meal. Often it's, oh, come for dinner, or you'll meet somebody for dinner, or you'll have a celebratory dinner. And they're brilliant. But what about your everyday dinners? Just what you're eating each night. And I've got 5 points, which hopefully will help us to maybe think about how we approach our evening meal. And the first one is, and this might surprise you, don't underfill your plate. And you'll think, that's a new one. Underfill my plate. Why would I do that? Now, it could be that you are at the moment thinking, heavens, we're getting back to normal. I need to lose a bit of weight. So in order to do that, I'll cut down a bit. So you've had your good breakfast, you've been good during the day, and you think, well, what I might do now is just have a very small dinner, just a light dinner, sleep better, etc. But if you find that you are snacking throughout the evening, or if you're going to bed and then waking in the night feeling hungry, and you get up and make yourself, I don't know, a piece of toast, a hot chocolate, it could be that you just haven't had enough with your dinner. And the things that you will snack on either during the evening or in the middle of the night will not be healthy foods. They'll not be great for you at all. It'll be all the ones that we consider unhealthy. Things like lots of starchy foods, lots of fat, salt, sugar, all that kind of thing. And that really isn't good. So the only way around that is to make sure that you have a decent meal. So you've got to have a good, healthy meal, not too early, otherwise it won't last long enough, but not too late, that your digestive system is going, do you want me to sleep or do you want me to actually deal with this food that you've just thrown at me? So with your dinner, make sure that you do fill your plate, but not overfill it. And when you do have it on your plate, make sure that you're having it in the right proportions, which we'll come to in just a second. Number two, is don't forget protein. Now, protein is very important because compared to things like fat and carbohydrate, it is the most long lasting. It will keep you feeling fuller for longer. And it's also very important for the release of energy. So we need to get plenty of protein in all our meals, but in our evening meal, because it's got to last us through the night, we're as well to have protein. That can come from things like your lean meat, fish, that kind of thing. But there's also your pulses, your beans, all those kind of things. And you can incorporate those into such a lot of different meals. So generally, when you look at your plate, you should have half the plate is vegetables. Then the remaining half is divided between your protein and also your starch, whatever. It could be that you want things like your potato, your pasta, all that kind of thing. And where you can, eat wholemeal, whole grain versions of those. So protein is important. It has to be at least that quarter of your plate. Otherwise, you're not getting enough and it won't keep you feeling full for long enough. So what kind of things? We're talking about soups, stir fries, casseroles, even things like an omelette, perhaps a lovely salad. And you can incorporate protein in many ways into a salad. People think, protein in salad? Of course we can. As well as the meats and things, you can have eggs in with your salad. There's a lot of side dishes like all the 3-bean salads, that kind of thing. So make sure you're getting a balanced meal, but that it includes protein. Number three, don't opt for the easy option, the takeaway option. This can actually lead us into it becoming a habit. What we're doing is perhaps thinking, well, I'm too tired, can't be bothered to cook meal tonight. So I'm just going to go for, I'll get that pizza that was in the freezer, that'll do fine. Or let's go for a takeaway. If you're doing that kind of thing, you're actually loading up your plate with something that's not balanced, and you're also getting lots more fat, lots more salt, and loads more calories. If you think, for example, of a curry, so you decide, well, I'm going to have a curry. It's good. It's a Friday or a Saturday night. Let's have curry. Can't be bothered cooking. So you order the curry. And the curry comes now. The curry can be up to, and sometimes over 1,000 calories. That's your daily allowance, is 1,000 calories for many people. So how is that made up? Well, you're not just having the curry. You'll probably order poppadoms and naan bread and bhajis and rice and all those kind of things. It's all the extras that we ordered to go. Well, it comes with it. It was an offer. And you'll sit and eat far bigger portions than you would normally have. So be very, very careful that you're not going for those options. Now, the way to go or get round that is to plan your meals, plan your shopping. If you've got, you don't have to stick to it. If you've got a plan out the week, roughly what you're having, shop for those meals. You can mix and match. It doesn't have to be certain things on a certain day. And the other thing is you can vary it. Don't have the same things all the time. We can get very, very bored with the same meals all the time. So if you can, get yourself maybe a nice cookery book or something like that, and look for some different recipes. Number 4, don't overdo the condiments. The dressings, the sauces, all those kind of things. They are delicious and we love them, and they are there to enhance our food, but they're not there to dominate our plate. We should be tasting the food, not tasting the dressings and the side dishes that we put with it. So I'm talking about things like your ketchups and your mayonnaise, salad dressings, all those kind of things. If you can, avoid the cream-based ones or also the mayonnaise-based. They tend to be very, very high in calories, and it's the portion that you use. So if you can, stick to a tiny amount. Think of it as just a tiny, tiny little bit that's just going to enhance everything else on your plate. If you are covering your plate with your sauce, dressing, whatever, it's a sign that you're having too much of it and you are adding lots of calories, as well as, again, possibly lots of salt too, which isn't good for our bodies. And the last one is don't eat too quickly. Many of us are guilty of that. I know I'm one of those people. I think it started when my children were little. We can all get into the habit, and essentially we're not tasting our food. So therefore we're not satisfied and we'll want something else because we've eaten it too quickly. We're not appreciating it. We also don't allow the signal to get from our stomach to our brain to say we're full. So you will overeat. You'll eat far more. You might go back for second helpings. Or even when you first start, if you let yourself get too hungry, have too big a portion. So eat slowly, enjoy each mouthful. I don't mean sit there and be laboriously slow, but try and maybe put your cutlery down in between mouthfuls rather than loading up the fork for the next mouthful. If you think about restaurants when we go out, we take much longer over our meals because we're chatting, we're taking our time, we're enjoying. I go, oh, it's odd. I've ordered this. Oh, that looks lovely. And we really appreciate our food. So try and slow down a bit. So going back just quickly over the 5 points, just in case I've confused you completely. First one, don't underfill your plate. Number 2, don't forget your protein. Number 3, don't go for the takeaway option. Number 4, easy on the condiments. And number 5, try to take your time, eat slowly, and really enjoy every mouthful. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.